What is up? This is SM127 here, and I'm going to be doing the full charge cycle of the Hoco Powerbank. And also to test out how long it takes to charge this up. Using this charger. Usually the charger I use is an adaptive fast charger for a Samsung Galaxy phone. This is to test out how long it takes to charge this up from 0% to 100%. Right now this battery is fully depleted. It has no charge remaining. If you press the power button there, alright, 0%. So I'm just gonna start this charge cycle right now to test out how long it takes to charge this up from 0% to 100%. Alright. Alright, clock. Alright, right now it's at 0%. I'm gonna plug it in right now, and the video will cut. I'm gonna check roughly every 30 minutes to see how far it charged. Alright, so a little disclaimer. I'm using the adaptive fast charger for the Samsung phone, and I had to use this white cord because the black cord is not long enough to go to the table right there. And right now charging has started. After roughly 13 minutes, the battery is charged up to 3%. So what I realized was that when this thing was plugged in, it charged up by 1% every 4 minutes, and then when it was charging for 8 minutes, it was at 2%, and then at 11 minutes, it was at 3%. And one cool thing that I found about this is that this bottom thing is really small, yet it could still stand. You guys see that clearly. Like, I was expecting it to fall a little bit, but this little thing, it turns out the power bank can actually stand. The Pi Zen one could do it too, although it's really big, so you don't actually have to have the Pi Zen power bank. It could just stand. And you can still use a flashlight while the power bank is charging up. You can still use your flashlight while your power bank is charging up. However, I wouldn't use the flashlight while this thing is charging. Only when it's out of the charger, because it wouldn't make sense to have the power bank charge and use a flashlight at the same time. It's going to take a pretty long time to charge this thing up, because it is 10,000 milliamp hours, or mAh, and right now it's at 4%. I am also going to bring down the other battery that I have. Okay guys, I'm back. So here's the review of this other battery in comparison to this battery with the LCD screen. Is this thing. Well, I really like this battery. Like, it can charge your phone fast, but the only thing I don't like about this battery is that it doesn't tell you any information, because the battery could be at a good charge level, and you will not know about it, because once you see that there is 1 bar left, you're gonna charge the thing, no matter what. So, let me just plug this into my phone. Okay, so it's just gonna charge it up and it's showing nothing, and that means okay, that one's actually saying that's actually dead now because I've used this ever since. Okay, this power bank is actually saying that's actually dead now because right before I got that power bank, got this Hoco power bank, I actually used this ever since. I mean, it's not dead, but the last bar is flashing. Okay, and it stopped. That's actually saying that's dead. Alright, so jumping back to this, right now it's at 4% and it's been 18 minutes. It's gonna change to 5% pretty soon. Just gonna plug this back in. Oh, now it's at 5%. Alright, so it takes roughly 20 minutes. So when the battery is fully depleted, it takes roughly 20 minutes for this to charge up to 5% battery life. Alright, so in 19 minutes I'm gonna cut the video. And it turns out it takes roughly 20 minutes for this power bank to charge up to 5% battery life instead of 15 minutes. I used to think it took 15 minutes to charge up to 5%, but it actually took 20 minutes. Okay, after roughly a half hour, well, 27 minutes, it's at 7%. So I thought it took 27 minutes for it to charge up to 9%, but it actually turns out that in 27 minutes it'll be at 7%. Because because the way I looked at how it charged, I thought it was I thought it would charge up to 10% in 30 minutes, but it turned out that after 27 minutes it'll be at 7%. So I'm thinking that in 30 minutes it'll be at 8. And it takes about 40 minutes for it to recharge to 10% battery life. The last check it took 20 minutes for it to recharge to 5%. Right now it's at 7%. In roughly 27 minutes. Alright, and it turns out that after 30 minutes, it'll be at, well, 8%. So it'll be at 8% after 30 minutes. I thought it was 10. Gotta check how long it's been once it reaches 10%. So it actually turns out that it takes 30 minutes for it to recharge to 8% battery life. Gotta check it again once it reaches 10%. Alright, so after 37 minutes, the battery is still at 9% because I thought it was gonna be at 10%. Well, oh, now it's at 10%. Okay, so 38 minutes to charge up to 10%, so roughly speaking, it takes about 40 minutes for it to recharge from fully depleted to 10% battery life. So it's pretty close. But roughly speaking, this power bank takes about 40 minutes for it to charge up to 10% battery power. So I'm figuring that it's gonna take like an hour. It's gonna take like an hour for it to charge up to 15%. Alright, so after about 47 minutes, the battery is charged up to 12%. I mean, it charges up pretty slow because it's 10,000 mAh or milliamp hours. And that's why it took roughly 47 minutes for the battery to be up to 12%. It's gonna take about like 48 minutes for the battery to charge up to like to charge up to like 13%. And a little disclaimer that there are 9 power banks like this left in stock, so if you want to get it, you gotta get it soon. Alright, so 47 minutes, and we are at 12% still. I'll come back once it reaches like 20%, or when it's been an hour. Because it takes about an hour for this to charge up to 15% battery life, and right now it's at 12. And it might take 50 minutes for it to charge up to 13%. I may not let you watch that. I'm not gonna let you watch that. Alright, so now it's charged up to 13%, and it's been about 49 minutes. So I thought it would take 48 minutes for it to charge up, because in 40 minutes it was at 10%, and then in 42 minutes it was at 11%. In 46 minutes it was at 12%, and then it actually increased by 1% every 3 minutes. So actually sometimes when this thing is charging up, it increases by 1% either every 4 minutes or every 3 minutes. You can also use the Anchor power port, but there won't be any reduction in charging time. Because once this battery is at 99%, it takes a little pause, and then a few hours later it'll top off to 100%. Alright, so after roughly 57 minutes, the battery's at 15%, so it turns out it does take roughly an hour for it to charge up to 15%. But it takes exactly but looking at this clock, it takes 57 minutes for the battery to charge up to 15% battery life. Gotta check how long it's been once the battery goes up to 20%. Right now it's at 15%. You can't really see it well. It does say 15%. After roughly an hour and 6 minutes, the battery is up to 17%. So it is starting to slow down a little bit because it's getting close to 20%. I mean, then again, it slows down at 80%. So 17%, and it takes roughly an hour and 5 minutes. Right now the battery shows that's at 20%. And it's been an hour and 17 minutes. And the battery is showing that's at 20%. After roughly an hour and 16 minutes. Alright, after roughly an hour and 42 minutes, the battery is at 27%. So after like 20%, it starts to take longer. Well, we're gonna stop once it reaches 99% because at 99% it takes a slight pause. But then after 99%, it takes hours for it to get to 100%. Because leaving a fully charged battery plugged in can damage it. And this thing charges the battery up to 99%, and then it waits, and then a few hours later, it's going to be up to 100%. But for right now, the battery's at 27%. I'm going to come back after 2 hours. But for right now, it's been roughly an hour and 42 minutes, with the battery at 27%. Okay, so after roughly 2 hours, the battery is at 30%. So from now on, in order to keep this video from being too long, I'm gonna be checking the battery level every hour because this power bank takes a long time to charge because the last check was 27%. So I'm gonna be checking every hour from now on in order to keep this video from being too long. It's already been 15 minutes. It has been 3 hours and the battery is at 47%. So the battery hasn't gone too far since the last check. It only went up by 17%, so so just gotta check like less frequently. Just gotta check in like 2 more hours. And the video is too long, so I just gotta check less frequently. Alright, so it's been 4 hours and 4 minutes, and the battery is at 64%. So it's not too far from 100%. It should fully charge in about 1 or 2 hours. But I'm just gonna stop when it's at 99%. Alright, so it has been a little while since this power bank has been charging. It's been 5 hours and 12 minutes. And right now, the battery's at 82%, so it's almost fully charged. And it started to slow down significantly. Alright, it has been 5 hours and 47 minutes. And the battery is at 90%. So the battery is almost done charging. And a little update, instead of charging it up to 99%, I might let it charge up to 100% or not. But find out at the end of the video. I might charge it to either 99%, well, I might either charge it up to 100% or leave it or just let it go at 99%. Well, either way it'll still fully charge. It has been 6 hours and 32 minutes, and the battery just reached 99%. So I'm either gonna let it charge, or I'm just gonna let it finish at 99%. If so, I gotta find out how long it takes to charge this up from 99 to 100%. If not, I'm gonna safely say that it takes roughly 6 hours and 32 minutes for it to charge up from 0% to full. Alright, so it has been 7 hours and 12 minutes, and the battery just finished charging. It's at 100%. So using the charger that I use, it takes roughly 7 hours and 11 minutes for it to fully charge. The timer just kept going, but it takes an hour, well, it takes about 7 hours and 11 minutes for this to fully charge. Right now I'm going to unplug it because, well, this is the full charge cycle, so I'm just going to wait until the word "in" stops flashing. But right now it's at 100%. So in conclusion, when this charger is plugged into the adaptive fast charger, it takes about 7 hours and 11 minutes for this to charge up from fully depleted to fully charged. Right now the screen is showing 100%, but it's flashing the word "in" because it's trickle charging. But I'm just gonna let it stop. Thank you so much for watching this, and keep liking, commenting, and subscribing.